All right, mates, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about the crankbaits I covered in the video a little bit closer up so you can kind of get a really better look at these crankbaits on the upper Potomac over the weekend. The smaller size Squarebill crankbaits are the way to go right now. Summer heat, summer rut, wobble, tight wobble, thump from your rattles inside, depending on the bearings on the inside. And let's start with two classes of forage. The first forage class we're going to start with is going to be your bait fish / forage species, okay? These fundamentally will change depending on what river system you were in. For example, for me, in the Potomac River, lower Potomac is going to be shad river herring, crankbait like this, small squarebill, okay? I'm sorry, this is the diver. This one's the diver. Also comes in a squarebill. You can get these painted in both either your diver or your squarebill. These are perfect also in impoundments and reservoirs with that forage species. You kind of hear this thump, a little rattle and a little thump in it. Okay, the other one is my favorite non-crawl crankbait. In this size, it is one of the most prolific and effective crankbait patterns you can get if you're fishing on a river system in the Mid-Atlantic area, the Ohio Basin, Susky, Mid-Atlantic, Potomac, James River. It is this pattern right here. Okay? Got that shad dot on it, but it mirrors the minnows. It mirrors both an emerald shiner, it mirrors a golden shiner, it mirrors a fathead minnow. Phenomenal crankbait to utilize, okay? This one has a little bit different sound than the other one, but it's got that squarebill, really great squarebill. Knock it off all the rocks in the Potomac, upper Potomac. It's just outstanding. So that's that class. Now the second class in both the upper Potomac and the Susquehanna is the crawl, okay? And there are umpteen patterns of crawl patterns, right? Next to probably the perch pattern in terms of crankbaits and all the different tiger and all the different chartreuse, all the different like that. Crawl pretty much probably have lock, stock, and barrel all out of the patterns. Free to choose from, especially, if you're going to a big box store and you're looking on the aisle. But custom bait makers are where it's at. They got the juice, okay? They understand because they're actually going to the rivers. We're actually going to the rivers and grabbing crawl and looking at crawl and then painting accordingly. And so here's two, just like we started with that forage, non-squarebill. So this one's a little bit deeper diver, in terms of like 7 feet, 8 feet, I like it. If I need to get down a little bit deeper, I'm not really bouncing it off rocks, okay? Perfect crawl pattern, brown, golden, okay? Perfect early summer pattern. And then we're going to look at the squarebill, okay? Right there. Same patternish colors, right? A little bit different in terms of the shell that you got, the shell pattern, but really the same patterns. This one has a little bit more purple gray, which I love, but you get that a lot in the upper Potomac. It really features a lot of the pattern here that you're getting off of the crawfish in the upper Potomac, okay? So that's simple, just two subtle, differences in forage elements depending on what you're fishing at, depending on what they're going for, what's happening in your river. But right now with 80, 90 degree weather, water being very low, bouncing those squarebills off the rocks with all that noise just creates a lot of activity in the water column that these smallmouths just cannot lay off of. And add those. Look for the 1.5s or 2 points. Try not to go any bigger than that. Right now with the water below 3 feet, especially in the upper Potomac. But just Go with that summertime crankbait bite as long as you can. It's on right now, and when the river begins to rise again, back to like 4, 5, 6 feet, then change up to do some power fishing. Change back up to do some spinnerbait fishing, maybe some chatterbait fishing. All of that. But right now, I'm telling you, the crankbait bite is on fire on the Upper Potomac. All right, mates.